Hi everyone! I hope you all are having a fantastic day. So recently, I just took a trip to DragonCon. I was gone for an entire week. It was a great time. I had a lot of fun. Today, I'm going to be taking you through my trip and telling you a little bit about what I did each day I was there. For those who are unaware of what DragonCon is a multimedia convention. I think it is the largest multimedia convention in the US. I could be wrong about that. Before we start, I don't have footage for every single day. I recorded what I could. Most of this footage is just from when I remembered to actually record stuff. There isn't a whole lot of footage for a lot of these days because I do volunteer for this convention. And I had made a personal note for myself that I would not be recording any of my volunteer shifts because that gets in the way of myself and everybody else. So while I'll be telling you about what's going on and, when I volunteer and stuff like that, I won't have any footage to go with that. So to start, we stayed in Atlanta, Georgia for an entire week for DragonCon. DragonCon officially spans Thursday through Monday, but we were there Tuesday to Tuesday. So to start, on Tuesday, August 26th, we all got up early and packed up the car and headed out at 7:30 for DragonCon. About 10 minutes into the trip, we already had to turn around because we forgot something. But after that, then we headed out. We drove for about 3.5 hours to the side deck, which is a coffee shop and gaming store in Columbia, South Carolina, to pick up some friends. Once we did that, we made our way to Atlanta. We checked into our hotel. This time we were staying at the W Hotel in Atlanta. I can't say that I recommend it. The hotel room was nice, but there were a lot of things that we just didn't like. Like, for instance, I don't think anybody would be entirely pleased if when they were sitting in their room and they had somebody else taking a shower, they just had an entire show while you're sitting in there. I'm telling you, aside from this wall window thing being clear, we could see that somebody was in the shower and we could see whatever they were doing in that shower. It was bad. We didn't like it. There was also the $500 incidental fee for the hotel room per room. So for this trip, we booked 2 rooms because we had 7 people with us, and fitting 7 people in a hotel room is just not comfortable. Everything was going great until we got to the hotel to check in and to find out that each hotel room had a $500 incidental fee attached to the room. I don't think I need to tell you what the math calculates out to tell you it was a lot of money that we were not prepared to dish out because they didn't tell us ahead of time. You'll have to excuse me if I'm very vocal about my distaste for this hotel and how I will be expressing over and over again that I will not be staying here again because I did not like this hotel. Never in my life have I ever stayed at a hotel where they had a $500 incidental fee. The hotel wasn't even nice enough to justify $500 incidental fee. It wasn't even nice enough for that. And then on top of that, when you're in the room, they entice you with all of these snacks and drinks and things that are all in the room for you, but they're not for free. You have to pay for those. They have a mini fridge, but the mini fridge is stocked full of extra stuff that you have to pay for to use. All in all, if you want my opinion, don't stay at a W hotel. They're not great. Back on track though, Tuesday we didn't do a whole lot except for load into the room and unpack our stuff and chill out for the day. What was really interesting though was right about when I was about to fall asleep, we were all getting ready to go to bed for the night, we had to evacuate the hotel. We had a loud blaring alarm that was going off in the room that was telling us that there was an emergency and that we all had to leave the hotel and evacuate. So we all got everything important, phone, wallet, shoes, and we immediately ran out the door. Nobody was panicking, thankfully, but we all were pretty concerned as to what the heck was going on. We made it down to the bottom floor and we hung out there for, I want to say 10-15 minutes. We weren't out there for very long. Eventually, a hotel employee did come up and tell us that it was okay to go back up and explained that what had happened was somebody had opened an emergency exit and it tripped the alarms. This would not be the first time this happened at DragonCon. If you're a DragonCon attendee or a convention attendee in any convention really, if something says emergency exit, don't use it. Unless there's an emergency, of course. Those doors aren't there for you to open and go out whenever you want. Those are emergency exit doors. Those doors are specifically designed for you to exit out of during an emergency. I get tired of people doing stupid stuff like this at conventions. It happens all the time and it's really upsetting. After that completely exciting event, we all headed back upstairs and turned in for the night. Wednesday was pretty busy, but I don't have a lot of footage for this day because Wednesday was load-in day. Myself, my husband, my sister, and my bestie, we all headed up to Con Suite to help them load in and set up the room. Most of what we did Wednesday was just arranging furniture and getting everything set up the way that we wanted the room to be for the time. After we did that, our little crew that we had with us all got together and we went out to eat. It's a ritual of ours to go to Park Bar in Atlanta, Georgia every time we come to DragonCon. It's a wonderful restaurant. The staff are all very nice. The food is absolutely delicious, even though there's only one thing I get on the menu because I had it once and I liked it so much that it's just been the same thing I order every time. I forgot to get footage of the food before I started eating it because I was really hungry. But what I had gotten was some braised short ribs and they were absolutely delicious as usual. After that, we didn't really do a whole lot Wednesday because there wasn't really much to do. So if I recall correctly, I went to bed and my husband, my friend, and my sister all went to the next room over to go play games. Thursday, we got up early again to take showers, brush teeth, and get ready to help with even more load-in. Thursday's the official start of the con for everybody else, but Con Suite does not open up until Friday. A lot of what we were doing on Thursday was just finishing touches, really. Getting dishes prepared, washing dishes, getting all of our food sorted, and stuff like that. Our wonderful director of Con Suite on Thursday gets up early to go to make the grocery run for the weekend. So a lot of what we were doing on Thursday was just taking the food from the grocery run and dividing it up between what needed to stay in the kitchen downstairs and what could go upstairs. Before I get any further into this though, I guess I should explain what Con Suite is because this isn't exactly something that's widely known or done in a lot of conventions. What we do at Con Suite is we cook food for everyone, and I mean everyone. We provide free food for all convention attendees. If you have a badge, you're more than welcome to come in and grab something to eat, get a drink, and relax in our seating area. Not only do we provide little snacks like PB&Js and chips and things like that, but we also do hot food as well. This year we served things like spring rolls and chili and hot dogs, and I'm so sure there was some kind of soup that went out. Our volunteer staff we have is divided between two areas. We have our upstairs serving staff, which is where I am, and our downstairs cooking staff, which is where all the cooking goes on for most of the hot food. We can do some stuff upstairs, but we can't do everything upstairs. It's a lot of work, and all of the volunteers that put their time and effort into trying to make this thing work every year work extremely hard. With all of that out of the way, after we finished load-in, the only thing left to do was to wait for family dinner. With Con Suite, we also have a family dinner that is also considered a ritual every year. All the staff who want to come and hang out with each other all get together upstairs and we make some food and we hang out and discuss what we've been doing over the year. This family dinner I think was particularly fun because we all got together and sat in the seating room and watched DragonCon wrestling, and it was pretty freaking funny. That being said, before family dinner, I did go back to the hotel so I could get dressed up in my Jane Doe cosplay. I was really excited to cosplay Jane Doe, but I can't say that I felt very comfortable. I was very out of my comfort area with this cosplay. Looking back on it, I don't think I looked too bad at all, but in the moment, I felt like I looked really awful. But that just goes to show you're your own worst critic. By the time that we did end up going back to Con Suite to get ready for family dinner, our badges were ready. Let me explain how the badge system works for volunteers. So if you're just a normal attendee to DragonCon, you're going to have to go to the Cortland Grand to go and get your badge. But if you're a volunteer and you sign up early and you pay your fee, if it's your first year early, then you can go back to your director and they'll have your badge for you. Your first year as a volunteer, your badge is $20. Every year you keep coming back, your badge is free. As you can imagine, this saves a lot of money. Those badges aren't cheap. And while it may suck to some people to have to sacrifice some of my time at the con, I'm gonna be so honest with you guys. Volunteering is what keeps me coming back to DragonCon. There isn't really a whole lot that I like to do programming-wise at DragonCon. I just really enjoy volunteering. So, with badges in tow and bellies full after family dinner, I think if I remember correctly, we just ended up heading back to the hotel after that. And now it's officially Friday. Friday is the first official day of Con Suite, and it's when things really start to kick off at DragonCon. Friday, we all got up really early so we could get into the line for dealer's room. Now, myself and my husband Travis had a nifty little trick up our sleeves. So for those special volunteers who decide to keep coming back every year, DragonCon has some little gifts and things that they do for their volunteers to show their appreciation. When you volunteer for 5 years of the convention, you get a special little pin and you get a QR code to skip the line for dealer's room exactly once. But you can only use it on certain days. So we couldn't use it on Saturday because Saturday is the busiest day. So Travis and myself checked our emails and we got our QR codes and we scanned them at the door with the lovely volunteer running it, and we were able to get into the dealer's room early. Once we were in the dealer's room, we did some shopping and some looking around. I'll go over my haul and the things that I bought at DragonCon after I get through our whole days and stuff. It was a lot of fun. There were a lot of really cool things that I saw this year. One of the things I bought, I had to fight tooth and nail with my husband to let me buy it. I feel like you all are going to be really disappointed with me when I tell you what it is. But I love him, okay? After we did our shopping, we went back to the hotel so I could get dressed up in my Iron Mouse cosplay. After I was dressed up and ready to go, we went all the way back to the Hyatt so we could do our volunteer shift. Yes, I cosplay while I'm volunteering. You can cosplay while you're volunteering. You just have to be a little picky about your cosplays. I wouldn't wear something that is extremely expensive or takes up a lot of room or is quite risque. The great thing about my Iron Mouse cosplay is that it's pretty comfortable and it's not really all that different from something somebody would wear just on a casual day. So it was pretty good to wear in Con Suite. Our shifts at Con Suite last about 5 hours, so we went in for our shift at 3 and we got off at 8. After our shift, myself and my friend Ryu were supposed to go to the Final Fantasy XIV Sprout Social. We went to the Westin to go and see how to get in, and we realized the line was incredibly long. So we decided not to do it. Instead, what we ended up doing was just going back to the room and passing out for the night. What you're going to find is most of these days end up with us going back to the room and passing out for the night and not really doing a whole lot because we're old people. I'm telling you, there was very few times that we did not go to bed after 11 o'clock. We turned in early for a lot of these days. Moving on to Saturday. Saturday, I got up pretty early to get back into cosplay again. Today I was cosplaying as Iron Mouse, and after I was ready to go and cosplay and stuff, we went to the gaming hall to play some Magic the Gathering. I really enjoy playing Magic the Gathering. It's a lot of fun. I'm just not very good at it. We got about 2 games in, I think. Commander games are pretty long, or they can be pretty long. During our Commander game, though, my husband Travis got a text asking if he could come in early for his shift. I decided to go with him just in case they needed extra hands, and turns out they did end up needing extra hands. So after we finished our Commander games, me and my husband made our way over to the Hyatt to help out. We ended up going in early and staying late just to make sure that everything was smooth and set for Con Suite for the night. Just some little more information about Con Suite. Con Suite doesn't ever truly close until Monday. There are time periods where they close down for about 30 minutes to an hour so they can have time to reset, set up hot food, clean, and do things like that, but that's about it. It runs 24 hours mostly. You're going to find a lot more of your hot food during lunch and dinner shifts, but there's still food being served throughout the evening. After we finished staying late and helping out and making sure the next shift was ready to go, we were gonna go back to the room and collect some board games and go to the gaming hall to play board games. And we just didn't end up doing that because we were tired. So we went to sleep. The next day is Sunday. Sunday, yet again, I got up early to get into my Iron Mouse cosplay. We had a panel that we wanted to check out that was around 11:30, but we were ready and hanging out in the Hyatt long before we were needed to go to the panel. So my husband and I decided to get some breakfast in the restaurant that's inside of the Hyatt. It was nice. It was very nice to enjoy a lovely breakfast with my husband. After our breakfast, we made our way over to the Hilton so we could check out Yaya Han's panel about taking cosplay photos by yourself. It was a very informative panel, and luckily my husband is super good at taking notes. Yaya's panel lasted, I think, about an hour. After we finished the panel, we left to go to Con Suite. We got in and helped out at Con Suite, and I was there until about 6:30. I actually had to go in early this day anyways because I needed to make sure I made up my time because I was leaving early today. I left at 6:30 so I could go check into the masquerade. I decided to compete this year at DragonCon for the very first time. I can't play the footage here because I want this video to be able to bring in money whenever I'm monetized and the video has copyrighted music. But, if I ever work up the courage to actually watch the video and edit it, I will do that and upload it here on this channel for you. I haven't had the courage to watch it yet. I was told by several people that I did great and I did amazing and it was really fun and everybody loved my performance, but I would be remiss to say that I didn't feel the best about it. But I think everybody's first time at anything is going to be a little rough around the edges. And now that I have the experience of doing this once, I know what to take with me and how to do this properly. So next year I'll be more than prepared. I feel like this goes without saying, but I didn't win anything. I didn't go into this competition wanting to win anything anyways, but yeah, I didn't win anything. I had fun though, and I got to meet a lot of really cool people, and I got to see a lot of really cool performances. It was so much fun being able to meet so many really cool people, really nice people, and see so many amazing performances. I got so many compliments on my crochet work there, and there were so many people who were genuinely impressed that I took the time to crochet my entire cosplay. It was a lot of fun. After the masquerade, myself and my husband went back up to Con Suite again so we could check on them and make sure that they were all okay. After we stayed and helped out a little bit over there, we ended up turning back in for the night and getting some sleep. Because at this point it was already past like midnight. And now it's Monday. Monday is the last day of DragonCon. We slept in a bit today because we didn't have anything we really wanted to do early this morning, but we did end up deciding to go to the dealer's room and the artist alley one last time just to make sure that we got everything that we wanted from the trip. After we finished our shopping in the dealer's room, I made a comment to Travis that we hadn't even been to art show. There's a difference between artist alley and art show, and I'm going to explain those really quickly. I don't know all of the details, but just from my experience from going to this convention for like 5 years, I think the difference is that art show is filled with what you would call and classify as fine art, things you would find in galleries and things like that. Very expensive pieces, one-of-a-kind pieces most of the time. That being said, while it is filled with a lot of expensive pieces, there's also some pretty affordable pieces in there as well. 2 years ago, DragonCon experimented with an anime alley section of the art show, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. Last year they didn't bring it back, but this year they did. I'm really hoping that what happened was they didn't do it last year, people were upset, and so they brought it back this year. And I hope that it's permanent. I hope it stays. I love this area of the art show. While there are lots of different types of media and genres that I do enjoy, at my core, I am an anime fan. And while DragonCon is definitely not an anime convention, I really enjoy being able to pick up some of my favorite merch from my favorite animes. So it was really nice to be able to have this section of an art show dedicated just for anime. After we did our shopping and got all of the things that we wanted to get, we went back up to Con Suite to help with load out. Sunday and Monday, we do a thing called Burn the Village. It's basically taking all of the food that we have left and trying to get rid of it. Whatever we don't end up getting rid of either goes home with volunteers or we take it to a local food bank. The Burn the Village process with just regular con attendees is mostly for stuff that we just can't give to a food bank or nobody wants to take home with them. Anything that's open and the seal is broken and we just can't take it, we try to get rid of. Once all of the major food is gone though, we close the doors for the final time and we start the load out process. Load out is just taking all of the things that we unpacked and brought with us for Con Suite and packing them all back up and putting them away for the year. Once loadout was finished, we hung out for a little bit upstairs while we waited for Dead Dog. Dead Dog is the party and event that DragonCon hosts and holds for the volunteers of the convention. I don't know if you've been able to pick up on this, but volunteers are treated very, very well with DragonCon. So what Dead Dog is a three-course meal paid for by DragonCon for all volunteers who sign up for the event and come to the thing. I should also state that I didn't record in here either because this is a private event and I did not want to, yeah, I was not about to record anything in here. Our courses this year included a salad, a lovely chicken dish with mashed potatoes, broccolini, and carrots, and a absolutely decadent and very rich chocolate cake. It was a wonderful meal, and I loved being able to take some time to share such an amazing meal with my volunteers that I work with. After Dead Dog, some of us headed upstairs and hung out and said our final goodbyes before we all checked out for the evening and went back to our hotel. Monday is always bittersweet for me because I'm ready to go home. It's tired. It's been a really long weekend. But I also am going to miss the people that I work with. I think a lot of people who go to conventions would have a hard time understanding why I would dedicate so much of my time to volunteering and having to give up so much of my time just to work for the con. But when I tell you that it's the people I work with that keep me coming back. I think that, it's true. If I didn't have the people that I work with and the people that I volunteer with, I don't think I would come back. Volunteering for this convention gives me a lot, and I don't know how to properly express it into words, but it means a lot to me that I get to do this, and I get to do it with the people that I love and care about. So for me, spending so much of my time up in Con Suite, helping and serving and cutting PB&Js for hours, it's enough for me, and I love being able to do it. So that being said, that's all for Monday. And Tuesday is a pretty simple day because we just packed up our room, checked out, and headed home. Of course, we had to stop by Side Deck again to drop off my friend Ryu and my sister because they live in South Carolina. We live in North Carolina, so. But after we stopped by Side Deck to drop them off, we headed home and unpacked our car and got some much needed rest. I hope you all really enjoyed this video. Thank you for taking the time to watch it and learn about something that means a lot to me. I had a lot of fun at DragonCon this year, and I'm very much looking forward to next year. I'm looking forward to volunteering next year. I'm looking forward to doing the masquerade again next year because, yeah, I think I am going to do it again next year. But thanks for joining me on this little journey. And now let's talk about the merch. So I've been slowing down on purchases with DragonCon for quite some time now, just because I have been having a hard time finding stuff that I actually just really want. This year, we repeated the same thing we did last year, which means we came home with a lot of art more than like physical like big items or whatever. I had two things I wanted to get from DragonCon this year. I wanted to get a really nice coffee mug, and I wanted to get some VTuber art, and also Apothecary Diaries merch, which I did get some Apothecary Diaries merch. So to start, I got a really nice handcrafted, hand-sculpted mug from a stall that I don't have the card for. I'm very sorry. Hi. So I did actually find the studio that made my mug. It is Polly's Studio. There should be a screenshot up on the screen right now for you to be able to go look at their shop. But they also stream on Twitch. They also stream their process of making a lot of their stuff on Twitch. So go check them out over there. Okay, bye. Unfortunately, I forgot to grab cards for, I think, all of these purchases, and I'm just now realizing this. I'm very sorry. So to start, I got a really nice handcrafted mug, and on the mug it's got City of Valaris printed on it. And if you aren't aware, A Court of Thorns and Roses is my favorite book series of all time. I jokingly tell people they're my Bibles because I love these books. So when I saw this mug and I saw that like they had one for Valaris, I had to. It's my favorite mug. I adore it. I'm going to cherish it forever. On track with more Court of Thorns and Roses merch, I got a little badge holder, retractable badge thingy. I don't know what these are called, but they had one for A Court of Thorns and Roses, and while I have no idea what I'm going to use this for, I'll figure it out. I got this on Friday, and I ended up using it for my con badge. That way I could just pull the badge out like with the retractable wire thing and then, you know, show the badge that way. But outside of that, I don't know what I'm going to use this for, but I'll figure it out. The third thing I got from DragonCon was a Labubu. I bought an official, authentic Labubu at DragonCon. Do I regret my purchase? Absolutely not. I'm in love with this thing. I have 2 Lafufus and I've always wanted like an actual authentic Labubu. So I'm really glad I have one. I actually technically have 2 because my friend Jackalaka got a duplicate and they didn't want the duplicate and they're going to send it to me and I'm super excited. So I'm going to have 2 Labubus and it's going to be really cool. It's going to be really awesome. I'm super excited about it. Anyways, I bought the Labubu I got was the Big Into Energy Labubu, and I got the Serenity colorway. I had to think about what it's called. The one that my friend is sending me is in the Love colorway. I'm super excited to have both of these guys. Are super cool. I know a lot of people don't understand the hype or like why people like them so much, and even I can't explain to you why the general public likes them. Me personally, what I like the most about them is that they're ugly. I wish I was kidding you. That's it. I think that they're ugly and they're creepy and they're cute. And that's why I like them. Another thing that I ended up purchasing for myself is a pin. I purchased a Dancer little soul gem pin, and it's sitting in my big like Ita bag backpack. I was really excited to see this. I don't see a whole lot of Final Fantasy 14 merch at DragonCon very often, so I was really excited when I saw the Soul Gem and I saw that they had one for Dancer. Dancer is my main class in Final Fantasy 14, so I was really excited to see that this existed. So I bought that from a lovely shop and it was a lot of fun, and I'm really sorry that I don't have cards for all of this stuff. I'm so sorry I didn't think about it. So I think those are all of the main purchases from the dealer's room section of the vendor hall. Up in the artist alley, I bought 3 things. I had to think about it. So the first thing that I bought was a Ronnie keychain, Lunar Princess Ronnie. I don't talk about her super often, but I love Ronnie. My main goal in Elden Ring is to get the Ronnie ending, and it's gonna happen one day. I'm manifesting it. It's gonna happen. So I got a Ronnie keychain, and then I found this booth that I bought from last year, I think. Or maybe 2 years ago. Anyway, I bought from this booth previously and I was really excited to see that they were back because they do VTuber art and VTuber merch, and I was really excited to see that. So from this booth, I bought an absolutely massive Korone keychain. I have no idea where I'm gonna put this thing. It's huge, but I'm super excited about it. And I got a sticker from them as well. I got a sticker from them that was Miku from Confessions of a Rotten Girl. Confessions of a Rotten Girl is my favorite Hatsune Miku song, so I was really excited to see that there were so many merch options for this year. So I think that's about it for vendor hall. Ooh, no, I lied. One more piece. Down in the main vendor hall, we found a shop that had like metal wall decor things. It's like they took a round piece of metal and they cut into it so you could hang it up on your wall and stuff. And I saw that they had a metal piece for A Court of Thorns and Roses, and they had one for Valaris, and it has my favorite quote from the book all like cut into the metal, and it's very nice. We have it hung up on our wall right now. The cool thing about The Court of Thorns and Roses is I got my husband to read them, and so now we both are very into these books. And so when I saw this piece and I pointed it out to my husband, even he was like, well, that's gotta go home with us. It's very nice to have something like this that I can share and be excited with my husband. So that's really cool. Okay, now we're done with vendor hall and we can go to art show. Wait, I just realized I lied again. I'm sorry. There's one more thing that I got from vendor hall, but I personally did not purchase it myself. My friend Ryu and my sister, while they were browsing Artist Alley, found a stall that was selling an Iron Mouse print. I just missed it. I don't know how I missed it. My sister, after I expressed very much sadness about not seeing this print, went back up and bought it for me. So I got an Iron Mouse print as well. Now we can go to art show. So I think art show is where we spent quite a bit of our money. So I personally got 3 different art prints from art show. I got a Ronnie print because somebody was selling a very, very pretty Lunar Princess Ronnie print. So I bought that and put it up on my wall. Another stall was selling some really pretty, like smaller prints, and they had one for Apothecary Diaries that had Mao Mao and Jinchi on it, so I bought that from them. It is a gorgeous piece. And then my husband found a stall that was selling Full Metal Alchemist prints, and Howl's Moving Castle prints. And so this shop had a deal going where if you bought 2 prints, you could get one for free. So he bought the Full Metal Alchemist print, a Howl's Moving Castle print, and got another Howl's Moving Castle print for free. You can't tell, my husband really likes Howl's Moving Castle. Hopefully, while I've been talking, I've been having pictures and videos of the artwork and things that we bought going on in the background behind me. But with all of that out of the way, now we are finally finished with the DragonCon vlog. That is all I have for you. I'm sorry that I didn't record too much, but if I'm quite honest, I think that DragonCon this year upped the cap of attendees. It was really, really packed this year. With COVID, DragonCon lowered their attendee list to 40,000 in 2021 and upped it back up to 60,000 in 2022. Stuck it at about 60 to 65 in 2023. I think in 2024 it also stayed 60 to 65,000, but this year I feel like that they had to have upped the cap because there were a lot of people. It was very hard to move in some places, and so it was very hard to record in some places. There's a video circling around on TikTok and other social medias of the Marriott on Wednesday night, and it is literally shoulder to shoulder sardines in the Marriott. If I had to guess, they had to have upped the cap to at least 70 to 80,000 this year. Me volunteering so much and spending so much of my time in the volunteer space also kind of limited the amount of footage I was able to gather and record, but I don't regret that. I will never regret any and all of the time that I spend in Consby helping out and volunteering up there. But either way, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you liked hearing about my time and the things that I did at this convention, and I'm really looking forward to going again next year. If you liked this video, please be sure to leave a like and subscribe. I'd really appreciate it. We just hit 1K subscribers over here on YouTube. I'm super excited about it. Convention vlogs and convention content is not normally my type of content that I produce, but I did want to try it out this year and see how I felt. So that's where we're at. Again, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it, and I will see you guys all next time. Please be sure to check out the description to find my Twitch. I stream over there 5 days a week. Yes, Tuesday through Saturday. I had to remember my schedule. I've been gone for so long. I've been gone for a week. I don't remember anymore. That being said, thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate it, and I will see you guys all next time. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Goodbye.